welcome to or back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Mialayaah, and today I'm going to be trying out the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Contour Concealer, and my shade is in Soft Beige. Now, if you've been watching the last couple of videos, you know I've been looking for a concealer for like forever. And when looking for a concealer with me, I can't just choose any concealer. And since I'm trying one for the first time, I'm not going to spend $50 for a concealer that I have no idea if it's good or not. And number one, I have sensitive skin. Number two, I have oily skin, so I need to figure out a concealer that will work for my oily and sensitive skin. Now, after doing some research, this is the concealer that I found, and if you want to see my opinion on it and how I think it works, just keep watching. I started out my base using my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer and my Beauty Blender Opal Essence Serum Primer. And then I sprayed my face with the Until Dawn setting spray just to lock in the primer. Now I'm using my NYX Professional Makeup Can't Stop Won't Stop Contour Concealer. And this one is in the shade, what shade is this? Soft Beige. And I'm gonna start off using this for spot concealer, and the brush that I'm using is just this flat Lorella brush. I love the application, it just goes on my face so smoothly, and I'm literally using the tiniest bit and it already looks full coverage. And now I'm gonna put some of that concealer under the eyes. I don't know how full coverage this is, so I'm just gonna do that much. That already looks like it will be a lot. It's like a very creamy consistency, but it's not too thick where it feels like it's gonna take like 12 hours to blend. But while that is drying down, I'm gonna curl my eyelashes really quick, and I'm going to be applying mascara. And I'm just using the Wet n Wild Mega Length Mascara, which I'm going to be applying off camera. Mascara is done. Now it's time to blend out that concealer. And I'm not going to put any settings for anything over it because I just want to see how the concealer works without any product over top of it. So I'm just using my Elena Badro brush to blend out that concealer. Okay, now I'm starting to blend the concealer under the eyes, and it is blending out pretty smoothly, and it's not really hard to blend out, which is a good thing. It is starting to look a little patchy. Now, I don't know if that's just like the primer that I used, but it is looking a little patchy. On camera it looks good, it looks smooth and even, but close up in a mirror it does look a little patchy. But I mean, that's nothing you can't fix with a little bit of powder. But we're just gonna continue the makeup look and just see how it turns out, because it's all about the end results, not the beginning. So we're just gonna see how it looks in the end. For bronzer, I'm just using my e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in the shade Golden Days, and I'm applying that with my Lighting Crew brush by MLTD. And I'm just doing a very, very natural makeup look with this concealer, because that is my go-to anyway, so why not just do something I usually do to see how it would turn out. And that same bronzer, I'm using this Mialayaah brush for nose contour. Now I'm going to bake under my eyes using the e.l.f. HD powder in shade Soft Luminous. And then I'm just using this little pink powder puff. Okay, now with the powder, my under eye looks so smooth already. So I will say, as soon as I set, like, my under eye was smooth. Yeah, I love the way my under eyes look. Like, look how smooth and seamless my under eyes look. Like, I put a filter on my under eyes. Okay, now so far I'm liking this concealer. I wasn't sure in the beginning because sometimes depending on what primer you use, it doesn't mean that it's gonna go well with the concealer that you use. But now I'm just gonna put that same powder on my forehead and nose. And this powder definitely does give like a seamless, flawless look when you use it. This is the e.l.f. HD powder in Soft Luminous. Also, the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder is like amazing, but this one is a translucent powder. And while that's baking, I'm gonna set the rest of my face using this banana powder in the shade Medium. And then I'm just using my BMX 265 Glow Brush. For bronzer, I'm using my Autumn Bronzer in the shade Mood. And then my Studio Selection Angled Contour Brush. For blush, I'm using my e.l.f. blush in Bright Pink and my Smith's Glam SL42 brush. Now I've been going a little bit too heavy with this blush lately, so I gotta tone it down a little bit. And using that same Autumn Bronzer in Mood in this Mialayaah brush, I'm gonna do a little bit of a nose contour. Just a tiny bit. This is a natural look, so I don't want to go too heavy. For lip liner, I'm using the NYX lip pencil in the shade Espresso. Now I'm gonna dust off that powder using my Mialayaah brush, starting with the nose. Then I'm gonna work my way to my forehead. And then under the eyes, and now we can see how this under eye turned out. And I'm gonna set my face using my One Size setting spray. In the center of my lips, why do I drop every single makeup product that I pick up? In the center of my lips, I'm using the Dial 10 Lip Velvet in the shade Material Girl. And just a drop, because a little bit of this goes a long way. And then I'm gonna set my face again using my Inglot Makeup Fixer. And this just adds some hydration to my face. And for brows, I'm using the e.l.f. Clear Brow Clear Brow in Lash Mascara. For gloss, I'm using the NYX Lip Gel. This is in Coconut. And then for highlighter, I'm using Ofra in the shade Blissful, and I'm applying that with my Smith Glam L36 brush. And for nose highlight, I'm using my Nomad highlighter in the shade Midnight Sun and my Smith Glam E25 brush. And this is the finished makeup look, trying the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Contour Correction Concealer. Now I will say, I'm not going to rate it just yet. I feel like I need to use it a couple more times to give it an actual rating, and that's just because the primer that I used first the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer on the face, and then under the eyes I used the Beauty Blender Opal Essence Serum Primer under my eyes. So I don't know if it's like, depending on what primer you use, the concealer will act differently. So I'm just gonna have to experiment with it, try it a couple more times to see how I actually like it, because the first time I used the e.l.f. Which e.l.f.? I think it was the hydrating, I don't know, camel concealer maybe. The first time I used the e.l.f. concealer, it was good, and then every single time after I used it, it just kept getting worse and worse and worse, and I ended up throwing it in the trash. So if this one maybe is gonna get better, maybe it's not. But I would say if you do have oily skin, I would recommend this concealer, because based off just skin type and how it applied on my skin, I would give it a 10 out of 10. But for like blending, it was a tiny bit little patchy, so that's why I'm just gonna give it a little bit more tries before I rate it. But this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next one.